Penn Station, your ears may hear, and your craving deep down inside hears.
Yeah, when you deal with Snotty Boy, it's really the question becomes who can be that annoying? What actor exists that can be absolutely hateable and annoying to the 10th degree? And I realized no one exists that's that annoying, so I had to do it myself.
That's called cow tipping.
Sadly, that's what that came down to. And authentically, the way that all comes about is I'll go in and early in the process, as I'm writing, I'll scratch in a lot of the voices, just temporarily until we have the actors come in and record.
What the heck? But if we're gonna do this, let's do this!
After I'd scratched it in, I bring up voice casting, and when people go, oh no, you can't change that voice, then we usually leave those. And in this case, it ended up being Snotty Boy and Mr. Beatty.
Oh, I think that would be just fine.
I love Andie MacDowell. I love her voice. I think she just has such a wonderful feeling about her. It's a role where I just thought, Andie would be great for this. There's such an authentic nature to her.
When I had to do the voice, I thought Mother Hen. And I love to read to my kids, and a lot of times I will do the voices of the characters in books, and I just kind of thought old-fashioned book, storybook Mother Hen. That was my main motivation. Very interesting process, because I actually did all of my work right here in Asheville, North Carolina.
Anna. Otis.
Oh, Ben, don't worry. I'm sure he's heading for the meeting right now. So the rest of it was just imagination and saying it in your head, which was an odd experience for me. I'd never done that before.
I got huff and huff. That's all I got, man.
Well, Wanda is like a walking comedy machine.
He beats me.
She's just so... If she has a funny line, it's even better. But if the line ain't funny, Wanda's coming off great. I, am just really enamored with Wanda and her comedic sensibilities. I just think she can pretty much do anything that she wants to do.
I'm Otis.
Back off, Daisy. There's an L on that boy's forehead.
What was that? Okay.
Did I read the script? There's a script? There's a script? Oh, I didn't know if there was a script. Okay. Bessie the cow is on attitude. He's a real winner, that.
Stop. I think he's kind of cute.
She's a chip on her shoulder. I guess because she's a cow and all. I guess that would kind of rub me the wrong way. Being a cow. What you looking at? What? You want some of this? Oh yeah, I didn't think so. Sit right here, honey. So I don't know how I got this far. It was a stretch. It was a stretch for me. I'm not known to have attitude. I say let's kill it. Give me that piece of wood over there. I'm not there a lot, but while you're watching everyone else, you're probably going, I wonder what Bessie's doing right now. Well, going into this project, they told me Bessie would be very, very thin. She would be like a thin cow, like anorexic thin, and that she would have a face like Halle Berry.
And I'm here for you, too.
Hey! She's very protective of Daisy, so she keeps an eye on her and wants to make sure she doesn't get mixed up with the wrong crowd. Get hooked on the smack.
Okay, let's do page 17.
Not looking. The key word, not. Work with me. Not looking.
This is my friend Bessie.
Yeah, she's a cupcake.
We got it. Very nice. Thank you. See, it's just that simple.
Otis, the best leader isn't the biggest or the strongest. The best leader is the one who cares the most.
Well, Courtney, you know, I've known Courtney for a while, and Daisy is meant to be this very sweet, just lovable character, and I just think that's who Courtney really is. I mean, she's just very authentically great person, and I thought that would come out through Daisy, and it did. So she's perfect for the part. What's tricky with Courtney is she's so funny and quirky and sarcastic that I didn't get to utilize those gifts within the character of Daisy, because she has that going for her too. You know, she's just very she's very witty and sarcastic in real life, which I like a lot.
I've played a pig before. I've never played a cow. I've felt like a cow at certain times in my life, but I've never played one. I play a pregnant cow, a really, really sweet pregnant cow. She is kind of the love interest of the movie. Well, where do I start? I was married. Life was good. It seems like forever ago now, but one day a bad storm rolled in. Bessie and I were in the meadow and found a place on high ground. But when we went home, well, everyone was gone.
Boys, just steer clear, boys, all right?
I would just hope that everyone could get to work with Sam Elliott at one point, because he's just an amazing actor and an amazing person. He's just really a soulful guy, and he brings so much to the table in terms of his performance. And that's after you've gotten the past that he has this crazy cool voice.
Utterly good.
You know, I think one of the most alarming moments I had on the feature was when we were recording Sam, and there's this one line in the film where Ben walks in on Dag, the coyote, in the chicken coop, and he just goes, "Put the hen down, Dag." And when we were recording him, everyone, simultaneously, 3 people went, "Whoa."
How are you, man?
Yeah, we just said hello. Have we seen ya?
Put the hen down, Dag. Ben is a guy whose lot in life has become to take care of the cows, or actually all of the animals in the barnyard. I think he takes it very seriously. He's an upstanding guy. You can count on him. He's not going to back down when you need him.
All right, boys, here's the dealio. It's a little creation of mine I like to call ill-serving.
What I love about Kevin is he has this Jackie Gleason sort of sensibility for me.
And I've known Kevin, you know, for a few years, you know, doing the stand-up circuit in New York and everything. And it was nice that he finally spoke to me.
He's so funny when he's frustrated.
Kevin is a big kid. He's just a big, dumb kid.
Which I really, really love. So, you know, with the story of Otis, he ends up dealing with a lot of things he doesn't want to deal with. It's either his dad's trying to get him to do stuff he doesn't want to do, or later on when he's supposed to step up and take responsibility, he really doesn't want to take responsibility.
I don't do in charge. This is not my responsibility.
So getting the comedy to come from this frustration is really something Kevin's great at. And he makes a great cow. I think most importantly, Kevin James cow. It's just boom.
I got a good feeling about this one, but I don't want to push it, you know, because you get too pushy and then all of a sudden they don't like you and then you get turned off from the whole situation. It's difficult when you're doing an animated film to act without other actors a lot of times. One day I was with Courtney and Sam, and I had everybody to kind of bounce stuff off of. But other than that, you're just kind of speaking into a microphone.
Excuse me, but I couldn't help notice over here that, whoa! Hey, whoa, look at you. You're all,
Pregnant?
Well, when you cast Kevin James in a film, I think you think, are we going to get song from him? And this one, yes. I said, yes, I will give you song. I had never done it. It was something I wanted to do. You know, it's something I've always wanted. I want to try to do different things, and it's nice because you can kind of really get big in scenes and really be animated. Hence the word animated. I'm gonna stop now.
Sweet legs! I got some sweet legs! Give me some sweet legs! I got some sweet legs! I got some sweet legs! I got some sweet legs! Hey, go get some sweet legs! Hey, go get some sweet legs!
We're gonna need you less inhibited.
Oh, that wiped me out. I'm sorry. I can't. Oh.
Want to keep your hairline where it is? Through Hims.com, you can explore a range of options that work.
I got a pulse. Wee.
Well, I won't back down. First time ever singing professionally anyway, and it was a song to reckon with.
He's just an amazing actor and an amazing person. He's just really a soulful guy.
I won't back down.
I got some sweet legs! Give me some sweet legs!
What I love about Kevin is he has this Jackie Gleason sort of sensibility for me.
I thought, this is something I can do. It's not going to be that much of a stretch. I can play a cow.
And he makes a great cow.
I would live amongst the cows. I would graze for like hours before I would come in for like a session.
Back off, Daisy. There's an L on that boy's forehead.
Wanda Sykes plays my sidekick, and she's obviously the most hysterical person. She's got such attitude.
I'm not known to have attitude. I'm pretty passive. I say let's kill it. Give me that piece of wood over there.
I will do the voices of the characters in books, and I just kind of thought old-fashioned storybook Mother Hen.
Oh, Ben, don't worry. I'm sure he's heading for the meeting right now.
What's up? I think it's for everybody. Everybody and everything. Those are the good movies. The ones that you can bring your kids to, and you're not bored to tears watching.
Hey, my name's Chris Evans. I'm one of the TDs here at Animation. I've been animating for about 7 years, and I gotta say, I've never worked any place like this.
The process is pretty simple. You start with the script, and then you record the actor's voices. And then you start crafting with hand-drawn storyboards. You start crafting what it's going to look like.
See? On time, just like I said.
That's the animator's guide to starting to build the physical performance.
And in this movie, we had a lot of characters. There was probably over 200 characters designed. I would say, actually, that made it into the movie, there was about 165.
Creating a character does start off with still 2D, still drawing and sketches. What the director has in his mind, he tries to tell the artist, and they'll put it on paper. And then it's the job of the modeler to take that and bring it into the computer world. And they'll come up with model sheets, so they have different views, profile views of the character, like from the side or the front, so the modeler can then know what it looks like from different angles. And then they'll start modeling it in the computer, pulling points, trying to get to match up to the drawing, and then that'll go through several approvals back and forth.
Oh, here are the ones we don't like. I think these are both great, and I don't think you need any more of this.
I come in and I start getting my hands in there and trying to establish what they could look like. And I offer, usually, depending on the character, 2 to 3 options to the director. And then we look at it, opens discussion. A lot of times, sometimes it'll be something that will be approved on the spot. Sometimes I have to go back to to the drawing board and revisit some revisions. Here you're seeing the initial model, which was grayed out, and I've gone in and actually painted where we could have hair. This is showing us different color variations on the eye. At the time, one was to be cataract and the other one to be just normal. So basically, you know, just some different hues that we were looking at. Well, this is Danny Glover's character in the movie Miles. So you have your actual model on the bottom, and then I obviously brought his photograph in, and one of the things I noticed is that he likes to keep a little stubble and try to incorporate that into his character. So that is there. Did try a gold tooth, which did not get approved.
Well, we had 109 versions of Otis. And it wasn't frustrating for anybody by no means. We knew that was going to happen. Yes, Steve was very, very involved. All the main characters were like that, every single one of them.
Cabbage Patch is a pretty important scene in the film, although short. I wanted to convey beauty and really elegant shots. So did a lot of research on the way of ground and skies and colors and what was going to really sell that. In the way of the junkyard, I actually pulled a lot of the crew and we went to several junkyards, which was very interesting. A lot of great things came out of it.
And then it was a matter of just starting to create, trying to come up with a style that we felt hadn't been done in CG before. It's a very curvy, round location, which goes well with the characters. Whereas if you look at a lot of other CG films, it's more architectural. And we even tried to take the square architectural stuff out of the buildings. The buildings have a little warp to them, a little wonkiness, what we call wonkiness in the industry, where lines, instead of going like that, they've got some curves to it. Then you've got the props, and props generally are things like cars or anything that a character touches, picks up. So anything else that has to move within the set, within the environment, that all has to be good.
The basic role of the animation supervisor on a 3D film is to work with the animators in a given sequence and to sort of capture the performance that the director wants on a scene-for-scene basis.
It's probably more dynamic if you ran right towards the virtual camera. You can leap right out, woo, you know, right off the, just try to we just see it leap out.
To begin the sequence, we'll sit down with sequence first, and we'll go through it and decide which animators would be best for what shot. We'll cast them based on their talents. And to go through that and get your animators together, go through it with Steve. He'll tell you what he's looking for. More specifically, he'll know, like for this one, he wanted Otis to really be like off balance. And so you'd show it to him, he'd be like, no, more. It's going to be fun. It'll be funnier if he's more off balance. You know, so the animators will go back and put that in. One of the biggest challenges as an animator is to convey the proper feeling that the director wants. You know, if there's a scene, you know, where something happened to someone, and you really need the character that you really need to convey to the audience that, you know, this is a sad moment, it's a touching moment. You want the audience to feel something.
There's one scene where Daisy and Otis are lying down on these chaise lounge chairs. And it's just the subtlety of the eye blinks, the way he moves his eyebrows. Those are the ones that are so tough to do, but if they're believable, you forget you're looking at an animated cow. And I think there's a lot of that in this movie.
Everybody push a leg, gather around. Do the two-step when the sun goes down. Even teleport from the counter seat. What? Two-step.
The way the motion capture system works is we suit up the capture subject that we're going to be capturing with a lycra suit, and we attach to that these hyper-reflective markers. The way these work are much the same way as street signs or the reflective material you get in some sports clothes. The cameras have got little red circles around them which shine out light, which these markers reflect back.
there's so much that has to be decided that ultimately, that's why I think if you can get a base of what the general goal is, look-wise, it allows everyone to be creative within that, within that context. So having this goal of a living storybook allows everybody to put their spin on it and come up with their own specifics. So when it comes to approval time, for the most part, I'm already looking at something that's in line with what the common goal is. Here we go. We're going to the other building because one large building is not enough to house the talent that we have on this picture. Quick game of fake foos every day. Well, look what we have here.
Don't do it.
This may be a bad idea, but eliminate his hands. I mean, I said it may not be the best idea, but I think it's important we throw it out there.
Just let's see.
Yeah. The problem's gone. It might create a new one.
Interacting with Steve-O is definitely a fun time. It's he's a great piece of reference in terms of just performance and things like that. He has he's a funny guy, so we have and this is a funny film, so several of the scenes and things like that, if he wanted to say, oh, this is exactly how Freddy should do this weird thing, he'll just get up and do it, and after several minutes of laughter and whatnot, you sort of get back to okay, so this is how he should behave here or whatever, but yeah, it's definitely a good time because he keeps it entertaining as well as work.
I like to tip the crew. Whenever somebody does a really good shot, it's like...
The technology's gotten to a point where it's a lot better for an artist. It's a lot easier for an artist because you're a lot earlier on, you're always fighting the technology, which takes away some of your creative juices. You're always getting frustrated by technology and not being able to put out there what you want to based upon the limitations of that technology. Now it's to a point where if you have a crazy idea in your head, it's becoming a lot simpler to be able to animate that in the computer.
Well, I started my career in 2D, and when I first entered 3D, I'm blown away what we can do now. And so, yeah, I mean, it's endless, and the amount of people that are able to get involved in 3D even is great because, early on it was a pretty selected few and very, very expensive.
I think it's a performance thing. I think the enjoyment of animation is sort of in creating a performance and sort of bringing things to life that you otherwise wouldn't be able to in your own way, and what you can lend to a scene. It's a little part of yourself when you're animating a scene. It's sort of like it's almost as if you're putting yourself on the screen, and when you're happy with it, if it comes together, it's pretty rewarding.
It's like having a baby. There's no other way to describe it, because when you see it all come together, textured, and it doesn't even have to be moving. The first time you see it, you're like, yes.
When people, without being judged or I think this could be better, it's really more of a question of can you raise that? What would we do to make it better? I think the best part of people just clicks in, and it gets more exciting because then you're playing in this land of, well, it's already really good, but is there something else?
Back to work! Back to work! Go! Don't finish yourself.
The surf culture here in San Clemente and Lower Trestles especially, which is one of the best surf spots in North America, makes this a truly amazing place to work. I surf every day. It's been just a wonderful way to refocus myself and that was my boss, Jason. Anyway, it's a blast, and my coworkers are great too.
Music is very foundational in the barnyard, and it's not a musical per se to where someone's standing there and they're sad and they go, I'm sad, you know, so no one's really singing about stuff. But I did want there to be the animals playing music and performing. So the music that's in the barnyard is primarily performances. North Mississippi All-Stars are awesome. We needed an iconic sound for the Barn Boys, which is the house band.
Barn Boys, hit in the hay. Take one.
So I liked this idea that even though there's guest singers, like we have Biggie Cheese. The house band was like, well, that's going to be the vibe of what the Barnyard is musically. And the North Mississippi All-Stars fit great. I mean, they're country, but they're current and they're fun. So it was a real natural choice.
Well, the Barn Boys, you know, like I said, we're the house band at the big party in the barn. And the first song, Hitting the Hay, is like kind of a combination of like country hillbilly with like a techno dance beat. You know, and that's right up our alley. Pumping party vibe, just to show you how hardcore these barnyard animals are when it comes to late night partying. Another Barn Boy song is Mud, which is a song Cody wrote. It's on our second record.
You know, the song was originally written, it was called Mississippi Mud. I rewrote it from a cow's perspective for this film.
Chris grew up playing in church, gospel, playing bass and singing. And Cody and I, of course, grew up rocking out, playing rock and roll and all types of music growing up. So we just kind of combined all those three things, like the Mississippi Hill Country blues, the kind of psychedelic Southern rock and roll, and the gospel. And that's kind of our very quirky little sound that we've come up with. It seems like there's a charm to the North Mississippi All-Stars. We have like with parents and the kids, you know, like lots of times at our concerts, you know, there'll be two generations of a family there, and I just think that's great because we're kind of old-fashioned in a way, and the parents can get into it, and we're modern also, so the kids get into it. When you're young, music means a lot to you. It gives you an intense feeling, you know, that you have to maintain growing up, you know, as a musician. But I remember what it's like when music means a lot to you when you're a kid. We have our studio at home that we built with our father is in a converted barn. So we made all of our records spoken in this barn. We call it the Zebra Ranch. The studio's called the Barn. It's like, we play music in a barn. We're from Mississippi. We're the Barn Boys. We're what they want. This is why we're here.
Working in Los Angeles is pretty incredible for me because they keep the latest hours. It's like, you know, they work so hard. And it's good for us because we're used to, you know, getting started about 10 o'clock at night, you know, on shows. You know, we go till 2 or 3 in the morning all the time. But like, just to have meetings with Steve Odekirk that start at like 11 p.m., you know, it's pretty incredible to, you know, a person of his, you know, like, that's done what he's done and been that successful. You'd think they'd kind of take it easy, right? But man, it's not that way. Obviously, the hard work pays off, you know. I've learned that for sure, you know, it's that we're in here 12 hours a day just cranking these tunes out, and it feels good.
Working on a film is, I can draw inspiration from something other than just my life experiences or whatever. I can write, like I said, from a cow's perspective or whatever, you know what I mean? It's it stretches, definitely, it stretches me as an artist as far as having to deliver.
It's been challenging, this project, you know, to soak up the different styles and, you know, make it our thing too. Try to, you know, interpret the the songs and put our own like twist, and signature sound on it. And I think it worked.
Oh, I get it. We get your tree of rock when you get to your chicken farm.
Wait a second. You ran those coyotes off all by yourself? Come on, Otis. Tell her.
Yeah, that's just a bunch of coyotes. What's the big deal, yeah? Look, I'm tired. I'm gonna go get some sleep.
Yo, Otis, you want me on watch? I'll help out. I'm good like that.
No, it'll be fine. They won't be back again tonight, so... I mean, back again. I'll see you guys later.
There he goes. That's my main guy right there. Go Otis. Go Otis. It's your birthday. Go Otis. You all right. You all right. You Otis. You Otis. You Otis. Go right.
I heard you kick some tail out there tonight.
Oh, Miles. Yeah, that's what they say.
You're just like him, you know.
No, Miles, I'm nothing like him. Okay, trust me.
Yeah, Ben and me were best friends, as long as I can remember. There was a time when he was just like you, maybe even dumber. Never said what he was feeling, kept it all bunched up inside. Things have a way of changing, though. Ben's hard to over. That's why he kept this place in mind. You got that same heart.
You know, Miles, I appreciate that, but in this case, you really don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe you'll find it, maybe you won't. But I'll give you a hint. It's right underneath all that self-indulgent crap. Might have lost him with that last part.
Twink, stay in line. Twink, we don't want to lose you. Oh, I think that would be just fine.
I'll be getting back. You know, I mean, after I get you guys. Here I come! Here I come! Grade A leather, baby.
God, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Well, time to go to work.
Okay, Freddie, right there, right there. I got a crick in my giblets. That's perfect. Do you smell barbecue sauce?
Beg your pardon?
You can't feel that, dude? I feel it. I'm not even you.
What are you guys laughing at? Hey, come on. Where we going?
You see, it's just that it's in my nature. I'm a ferret. I eat chickens. I mean, I don't want to eat chickens. Well, I do, but that's not the point. I mean, my best friend's a rooster, for Pete's sake. A beautiful, free-range Rhode Island red. Do you have any idea of the guilt? It's unbearable. Can you help me, Dr. Philly?
Oh, I understand your problem, but what is it you're asking me exactly?
Hello? I want to eat my best friend? What am I asking? Oh, I don't know, maybe. How do I not do that eating him thing?
Okay, all right, Freddie, let's do this now. Let's go back. Have you always felt this way?
Yeah.
Does he know how you feel?
No. Crazy me. I thought it might strain the relationship. Hey, Peck, old buddy, I have an idea. Tomorrow, instead of hanging out, I'll overpower and consume you. It'll be great. What's better than you? You Cacciatore.
Well, son, you've got yourself a decision to make here. You're going to have to choose between a good friend who's a meaningful and important part, now, an important part, you said it, of your life, okay? Okay now? Or chowing down on a tasty midday snack. Now, how do you feel? How do you feel about this?
I want him as a friend, but he's so yummy.
Look, this is serious. I have a client who's a guppy, ate his own young, and he regrets that decision every day of his life. Now, you're going to have to learn to control yourself.
Is there anything you can do?
I can do this. You sit up now.
What's that for?
Trust me, it helps. Now get.
Too fast, childhood fading into past. Sand drifts down the hourglass. I know, at least I think I know. Oh, everybody needs to find their own way in this world, in this world. Someday you're gonna know which way you got to go, but you gotta stop the party. Someday you're gonna know
This has never happened.
Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Well, time to go to work.